Thank you for those of you who were up with me early in the freaking morning. Early in the morning. All right, so let's talk about we're making simple gray screen paint. Now, the reason why we're making this is because we need to do some demonstrations outside and inside and outside. And we need to do it on a much larger scale. So that screen you're seeing behind us, that black screen is not the one I had behind me, the one we did before, when we're showing you how to upgrade your gray screen or white screen. Basically, this right here is going to be used for putting against our 150-inch screen outside. I did a demonstration outside. I took a sheet of cardboard. I was coated with a gray screen paint that we used to make back in the day. And it left an impact, but we want a bigger impact. So we're going to be doing some demonstrations tonight outside. Weather's good. It's good. It's good. And we're going to be doing some demonstrations outside for the form site. Form site's been asking us all these questions about, usually most people have a white screen outside. Most people won't touch a white screen outside. They won't. Other people will put gray paint on it. They think that they're going to be able to boost a little bit. They will boost a little bit, but not to the point of what a black screen will do. So we need it on a much larger scale because we need it for pictures and stuff like that. We need it for all the form sites and stuff like that. So we're just going to make a basic, simple gray screen paint that's very easy to make. As I said before, I have experience in this field. I've been making this for many years, and it's very easy to do. So as I said before, we've done these tests for those who are going to be a little critical and going to say, well, hey, we're not testing anybody's stuff against this. We're making this stuff to go out there against our stuff for the demonstration. But, you're going to have a few people going to be a bit critical. So let me explain something to you from beginning to end. We're not going to go to a long conversation over this because I have much to do today. This is a product that everybody was making on YouTube in that particular era with the gray screen paints. Everybody was making it. Everybody had their own different versions of it, but there were a lot of them out there, a lot of them. So it's nothing new, nothing special about it whatsoever. And as I said before, that, simply the ingredients we're going to make here is going to be very simple. If anyone feels that in any way possible that this is disrupting their comfort zone, then they can feel free to basically, or anybody else can do the same side-by-side demonstrations. But it's not about that. This is not a side-by-side demonstration comparison to paints, but you'll have people put that in the mix. So if that's the case, then hey, and that was not a thing on words at all. I just came up with that one. But anyway, they can just do a simple side-by-side. But as I told you before, we did this demonstration before. I'll put the link below. I'll make sure I put the link below where we did a demonstration. We did all different forms of kinds of mixtures, to dark paints, to light paints, and I explained to you before, they all do the same thing. That's it. Whether it be lighter or darker, they all do the same thing. Now, for those individuals that may want to say, what about black screens? Again, we got 29 and counting on our products versus black surfaces, paint, whatever you can think of. Yeah, we got a lot of demonstrations, all done live. We've done this already. We've done several dark mixtures. I went out to Lowe's and bought 4 different form versions of black paint. I've done it all. Yes, fabric, hoodies, t-shirts, high-end projectors, ultra short throw projectors, low lumen projectors. We've done this one already before. So we've got our tests all done at 29 Okay, so let's get this started. Doesn't make a difference what kind of white paint you get. It doesn't make a difference. This is basement paint. This is what I used to coat the upstairs because I like how white it was. It actually came out pretty nice. We have something called extra white, but that's a little expensive to pay for. If you're going to be making paint, that stuff is $60 to $70 a container, but we needed something at the time being to fill up the other areas of the wall. So we got some basement paint. This stuff is really, really white. It's very thick. It has extremely good coverage, so you're not going to be painting twice on this, so it's really good. Actually, I think it's a little better than the Behr 1050, which a lot of people, they actually grapple to. The only reason why the Behr 1050 and silver screen really got popular like that, because at that particular time, like I said, all these other network grays and all these different paints and stuff by Sherwin-Williams didn't exist. It wasn't there. All right. So what people did was they basically would mix. They thought the silver screen literally was silver, actual silver, but it wasn't. It was a very, very, very light gray, so light that it almost looked like it was white paint, but it was actually a little tint of gray. That's what silver screen is. There's no silver in it whatsoever. So people are looking at this thinking, okay, you can't paint this on a screen because it's almost the equivalence of a white screen. The whole purpose of having the gray screen is to combat the white screen. So they started putting black paint into it. Black paint would tone it. That's what black paint's used. It is a toner. That's it. Now, your little odds and ends you want to add in that, little glitter, little silver, little whatever you want to put in there, that's all what that's for. Will you see the silver? No, you'll never see the silver. It's going to be overclouded by all this. And here, the glitter you want to see, but the glitter you can't put too much. As you put too much, you're going to have a Christmas tree effect going off on your screen, and you don't want that nonsense either. Other than that, it's all the same. All the bases are the same. What kind of base you choose depends on if you have a one-coat coverage or you're going to be sitting there trying to prime and paint and all other nonsense. They like the Behr 1050 because the Behr 1050 is more reasonable. It's like about $21 or $23. I don't know what it is now, but it's $21 we were paying for it. And then the black paint, you're not going to pay for a lot of that because if you're going to do something where you're going to be making a profit off of this, you're only going to need a quart. You're only going to take a couple of teaspoons out of that. That's basically about it. Unless you're doing like something like, if you're making this by 5 gallons, if you're doing it by 5 gallons, you are possibly going to need about a half of a gallon in order to knock into 4 gallons of white in order to knock it out to get that color. I told you, I know all this stuff. I used to make it. You learn how to break all that stuff down, you learn how to make it. So this is what I do when I use the scooper. I like this scooper right here. You know why? I do not like using the tablespoons because the tablespoons can throw you off. This is perfect right here. You put one of these in, you got a perfect color. You put 2 of these in, you got a perfect color. You put 3 of these in, you got a perfect color. How far would I go? I would go as far as maybe 3. But remember, this is an adjuster. So this allows you to adjust how dark you want it. That's all it does. It allows you to adjust. You put 1 in there, you might go, Some people, I tell you, if you're just doing it, just do 1 and go, okay. Now, I'm not telling you this is going to make your screen look like one of those black screens over there. It is never going to happen. But you will find out tonight, at night. So we're going to do the demonstration at night because we have a lot of these people on this forum site that when they fire their projectors off, they're going to be out there at nighttime. So that's where we have to be out there. And at nighttime, we need to show them, even at night, even with your projector, you're still not going to be able to pick up your color and contrast is not going to pull at all, period. We may fire it up a little early for fun. Yeah, might as well. I'll fire it up a little early for fun. All right, so let's get this started, people. Pretty sure you don't want to hear me go chatty-catty on you all day, do you? No. All right. Your choice of toner, you can have either black or gray. Doesn't make a difference. As long as it's dark gray. Dark gray or black really doesn't make a difference at all. All right. I got to go pick up. I told you, if I get a hold of the driver today, I'm building my 140-inch levitating screen today, but I need to get a hold of the driver. And I also need to get a hold of Sherwin-Williams because I need to pick up 2 gallons of network gray. Do I need 2 gallons? No. But I'm getting 2. I might, because I got to do multiple coats on it to get to stiffen out. But anyway, I'm getting the network gray. I told you the network gray SW773 is the best primer. I use it as primer. It's paint. It works amazing for freaking primer. And that's why when I'm going to do all my screens up here, if you don't believe me, you see that screen over here? It looks like a board. See that right there? That's fabric. That's a fabric screen. It's not board. You know how that's done? It's conditioned to look this way. Very simple, very easy to do. Now, sorry about that. Grabbing the lever here when moving the phone back and forth, bad idea. All right, anyway. So let me show you. Got to watch that with myself. All right, now I'll show you right there. See how flat that surface is? There's a trick to make your screen's fabric look super flat. And I'll show you how to do it. Very simple, easy. The spandex material, any kind of spandex material, it doesn't really make a difference. Spandex material will stretch and mold to the frame easily, all right? So once it molds to the frame, what you do is take some of that network gray 773 at $23 a gallon, which is pretty good. And what you do is you put the first application on. If anyone saw me build the gamer screen, you saw me do it. So you put the first application on. The first application is going to come on blotty. It's I don't know what. Yes, it's going to come on blotty, ugly, spotted. Don't try to cover the whole thing. It's not going to work. The screen's going to absorb more here. It's going to absorb less there. It is going to be uneven no matter how you paint it. That's how it works. Just cover it. Once that dries, come back in again. Now you got a foundation. You hit it again. It's going to cover completely this time. When that dries, now usually we tell people to do that if you're painting the fabric screens outside. So this fabric screen, the big screens we have outside. If you're painting one of those, then you do that because you add an application, you 2 coats of paint, primer, add an application, you're done. But if you're doing a fixed frame like this and you want it to look flat as a board, then you come back in and you put on 2 more applications. The most I would put on is 4. Anything higher than 4, you're kind of asking for your screen to crack in half. But I put on 2 more applications after that. What that does is starches the surface. It causes it to become rich, rigid, and flat, where now you have it like a board. And then once you apply our coating onto it, there you go. Not one wrinkle, no imperfection, no lines, nothing, because you turn that surface that was fabric into a solid board. Yep. I did a demonstration. I think I did a demonstration on YouTube. I did that one. All right, let me write stuff down, because Mr. Bird don't write stuff down. He forgets to put links in there for you. So let me make sure I write this stuff down. Why do I keep leaving the ink pens off my Sharpies? This is the reason why I don't have any Sharpies, because they're all dried out. And do 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 do. So we need to do. So remember to put these links in. Links. Fabric. Primer. Trick. Put that in. Oh, what's the other one I do? Digital one. Paint on demonstration. Show you how far I go back. Or you can just keyword digital one. It will pop up. Paint. But you probably won't know which one to choose. There's a lot of them. Okay. Demo. And if we're forgetting anything else here. Oh, the outside demonstration we did with the product. I don't want to use the other one. The other one, we had the other individual involved with that one. Like I said, we're not giving him anything at all, period, nothing. So we don't acknowledge his existence due to the fact that he doesn't do things properly. So because of that, we do have a video with his product on it, but we're not using it anymore. We're going to be using a demonstration I think I did the last time I was outside. We did different colors, so outside demonstration, demo for gray versus, I got to update my website too, gray versus, with all these pictures and videos, I have time to do this, gray versus black. All right, all that's written down in my own chicken scratch right over there, so I'll know exactly. When we've done this video, go upstairs, find those links, put them all in one by one. All right, let me show you this real quick. Now, you see this right here? See that? See how that looks like that? See that look to it? This is what happens when you don't use the spandex stretch over. I'm gonna try this again. When I stretched this screen, I did a poor job because it was just, this is the tablecloth, by the way. You got to stretch it tight. I don't think I did it. I didn't do a good job stretching because I was doing it for a demonstration. We got another one back there. We're gonna stretch it tight to the frame. We'll see what happens. We condition that too. But anyway, see that wave in there right there? See how that looks with that wave? All right. Now, see how my screen looks here? That's what happens when you condition them. Same thing goes for motorized projection screens. Motorized projection screens, you can condition them. I have a motorized projection screen upstairs. You want to get one, we get two of them. We're going to get, well, actually need three of them. One we're going to actually cut, and we're going to reseal it. We're going to turn it to a 235.1. So we're going to cut the screen literally in half, and we're going to size it for a 235.1 and reseal it. I've seen it's kind of a heated epoxy glue. We got a heat gun upstairs. We're going to see if we can actually go cut and modify our projection screens, because I'm always curious about stuff like that. The other one, we are going to paint from the ground up using the Black Widow technology to show people how to paint the motorized projection screens as a tutorial. And another one, we're going to condition it. We're going to condition the surface. So every time you paint the surface, it gets a little bit stiffer. That's what it does. It's not going to damage your motor. It takes a lot to damage your motor, but it's going to make it a little bit stiffer. And this gives the screen a little bit more flatness every time it comes out. So we're going to condition one to make it a little bit more stiffer before we apply the application to. That's going to be for Pink Unicorn. Pink Unicorn. I got people already ordered three quarts of Pink Unicorn. But Pink Unicorn, keep in mind, it's going to be 38 Black Widow technology. All right, let's get this started. Mr. Bird, you're talking too much, man. All right, everyday white paint. Let's pour some in here. I try to basically throw a little education in there, you know. Oh, we're going to have enough. This stuff is really freaking thick. I'm not going to have enough here. We should have enough to do what we need to do. We don't need a lot. We don't need a lot of it. And I'm going to get white paint over everything, too, in here. Everything here is going to be black. Warren, the basement paint is very, very thick. So, but it has good coverage. I got some of this gray paint over here, which I found out the containers over here. So look, simple and plain. If you're going to go down the road of doing the gray mix or gray paints or whatever, how you're going to do it, keep in mind that it's simple. 2, 3, 4, and 5. That's it. 2 teaspoons. What are these right here? I'm going to go with the tablespoons. I go with these. 2, 3, 4, and 5. That's how we did it under Digital One Crystal Screen Paint. Now, if you want to add anything over the 2, 3, and 4, like say if you do 2, 3, 4, you want to go, you start off with 2, and that looks nice, but now you want to add 3 to that, or you want to add 4, there you go. Your limit is going to be 4. Anything when you start reaching over to 5, 6, 7, and 8, you're going into that really dark stuff, then that's a whole nother story right there. And if you're going over into that section, you want to do the darker paints like that, then keep in mind, I'm warning you ahead of time, your white levels are going to suffer like crazy. If you think I'm joking, it is going to suffer like crazy. The gray screen paints, your contrast is going to suffer like crazy, and your colors are going to suffer like crazy. But if you go into the darker mixes, that's exactly what's going to happen. They can't pass any of the tests. They will not pass tests. It's not going to happen. Like I told you, at that particular time when these products were being made, certified tests side by sides, no. Mind, there were no gunmetals. The only test you really had to do is whether or not your screen could pull up in a somewhat lit environment. Like one lamp is good enough. If you could do one lamp in a room at that particular time, oh, that you were doing something. You were definitely doing some damage right there. Now today, please, one lamp, are you kidding me? You need this environment right here to do it. You have to be in a max zone to do it. If you're going to make claims that you're ambient light rejection, the sad thing about it is with these certified screens out here, constantly saying that, oh, this is certified, this is ambient light rejection, and yet all the environments I look at are all ambient light controlled. So a person making a screen paint or developing a screen or whatever you may be doing thinks that, okay, if I go by telling people that this environment is ambient light rejection, is passable for my product. No, it's not passable. Not by my standards, it's not. That's why we can come in here and crush your stuff so fast, because our stuff is used to being in really harsh, punishable environments. That's why. There you go. Yeah, you bring an ambient light controlled screen. It's been sitting in an ambient light controlled environment in here, it's going to get crushed. So that's why. But they figure if it's by their standards, and these guys are the professionals at the end of the day, yeah, we've had the professionals down here. We've even got emails from the professionals too. But anyway, their stuff don't survive down here at all, period. As I said before, so, you want to make sure that, oh, well, none of this stuff is going to work, period, at all. It's the space, it's just not. All right, we're going to take this and this. Reason why, because I got to do a different mixture on here. We have to, because we don't have enough white paint to finish this off. So we're going to have to add some of this gray paint to it. But if you're making it, like I said, 2, 3, 4, and 5. 2, 3, 4, and 5. That's all you're going to need. So let's pour this in here. Let me show you. Anything we're going to pour in here is going to come out the same way. Nothing different. Now, this isn't Network Gray 773. We have it over there. Nothing's going to change at all, period. We're going to be over on the forum sites with all those people with those expensive high-end projectors that have gray mixes all over their screens. They do over there. Yes, they do. That's another reason why we're doing this, because we're going to show, like, look, we made the paint here. Same thing you guys got, we can make over here with no problem at all. The only difference between your product is, at the end of the day, you can't see contrast or color. I had a conversation with a guy that had a nice setup. And he was talking about how he made this product, mix himself, his own product. He made it himself. I got $23 of Sherwin-Williams on the floor. Do the same thing you got. What's your ingredients? I'll make it here on camera and I'll show you. He didn't want to give me the ingredients. I mean, basically, he wasn't selling it. He wasn't selling it at all, period. But he didn't want to give it to me. Yeah, I'll do the same thing with this. It wasn't that. It was like the way he was, most people say, okay, fine. I'm pretty sure it'll probably do the same thing, that's it. But he was going into these like bragging rants and everything else. I'm like, no, this stuff is the best, and so and so and so, and it does this and it does that. And I was like, okay, fine. I got some Network Gray over here. I showed him my pictures of my test demonstrations. We test out different forms of products. And when he saw the certifieds, he knew he was in trouble then. Like, this guy's doing certified screens at the end of the day. I know this stuff is not going to pass the certified because I've never tested against the certified. So how would I pass it? So give me the ingredients. That's all I need. I'll make it. I'll put it on camera. I won't put your name. I'm not that kind of person. And you'll be good to go. Look at that. There we go. Nice. See that? That's just basically from using no black. We didn't use any black for this. No black. This is basically from using just the gray paint we have in here left over. Right over there. That's leftover paint from 3 different mixes. We made one over there in that mason jar over there. And 3 different mixes mixed together with just everyday white paint. Now, the white paint I like, this is why I like the basement paint. You see how thick the basement, sorry, see how thick the basement paint is? Basement paint is very thick. I like this because if you had to get any nooks and crannies and all that other good stuff, now at the time, if I was making this stuff, I'd have gone with the basement paint over the Behr. Even though the basement paint's a little bit more money, it's like $39, the Behr's like $23. There we go. That looks like pudding, doesn't it? You want some pudding? Eat your pudding. Come on, eat it. Don't deny it. I'm gonna eat your pudding. Gotta have some fun, people. Some people just get too wound up at the end of the day. Why are you still wound up? How thick this stuff is. Well, that's the best we want to get out of that. I usually leave this left over. I don't throw away the can because I can use this for touch-ups around the house. So that's what we're going to use that for. All right, we're going to mix this in. Now, since I've been doing this for a while, usually if someone's going to be painting a screen for outside, they're not going to go with anything dark. They're going to go with something like a very light gray mix. That's what they're going to go with. Because, like I said, with white screens being the dominant screens outside when it comes to white, that's why I use these white screens outside. They don't want anything that's going to be too dark, and they want anything that's going to be, it's going to get a bit of a pop to it. So chances are they're going to go with a lighter screen paint product. That's what they're going to go with. They're not going to go anything dark. That's why they're shocked when they see the black screens go up and they do what they do, because they think that white level's going to drop. But what we're going to do is we're going to take in, I'm going to put a little bit of this. Do we need this much? I'm going to take one of these. I think one of these will work out fine. I'm going to take one, drop that in there. Okay? Now we got 1 scoop of the black paint in there. Right there, see? Now I'm going to give you a bit of a disclaimer here. Please don't believe at the end of the day. In any way possible that this product we're making here is going to do, it's going to enhance your white screen. It's going to give you an advantage over your white screen by a little bit, not by a lot. You're not going to get that at all, period. The gunmetals are going to destroy it. That's what they're going to do. That's what they did when they first came out. They're going to wreck it. Our technology is going to ruin it. You'll see it. We'll be outside tonight. See, I put a little more of a tone to that because I added like 1 more teaspoon to that. Now this one, basically, I mean, if you want to get a little crazy with it, I mean, it's up to you on how you want to mix it. I mean, bottom line, I put some gray paint into some of the white paint. Then I put 1 scoop of that in there, and boom, that's it. But you'll get the same reaction no matter how I mix it. If you do the same thing with that 2, 3, 4, and 5, you get the same reaction. Again, remember, your black paint is your toner. That's all it does. Tones on how dark you want it, how light you want it. That's where it comes from. See that nice pretty color we got there? There we go. That fast, that quick. We want to make it sound so complicated. It's not complicated. Especially when you have people talking about, you got people who make it now, you know, and they're just simple and plain when they do their demonstration. They go, okay, we got a great product here. We're going to paint it on so and so and so, and that's what they say. They don't come in and embellish everything by saying, no, it's going to do this, it's going to do that, and blah, 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 blah. No, it's not doing any of that at all, period. Not one thing at all, period. If it could, then it would be outside right now today at 150 inches displaying a Starfield demonstration, but it can't do that. And I'll show you even with the, because when we had the sample out there, the sample was too small. I mean, you can see in the contrast levels, it wasn't pulling up, but we need a much bigger surface. But yeah, it's not doing any of that at all, period. This is why it says some... Anytime you go to any one of these sites that are selling this product, it's going to say some ambient light. Some. And that some ambient light is going to be very poor condition ambient light. We don't have some ambient light on ours at all, period. Just a different brief how we say it. We say our screens are not, or what is it? We don't require something. We don't require dark environments. We don't require them. Look, I'm going to tell you something. I do so many environments, sorry, but the fully lit environments, I had people on camera on my YouTube channel, can you please turn the lights on? There you go. That tells you right there. But I like doing demonstrations. Why? I don't like so it's too easy. Okay, we're done here. That's all we needed from that. We're done. Like I said, you're not going to use a lot of black, so you don't need a whole body gallon of it. Just don't body on that bottle. We're done with that. And And of course, like I said, you're going to get individuals, you're going to get offended by this. Again, your product is nowhere in the area, not even mentioned, nothing. You don't exist to us anymore. You don't exist at all, period. But, yeah, here's some but there. You just don't exist, period. We don't mention it because the product doesn't work. That's the same thing my stuff was doing. The same digital one was doing. Why would I waste my time? I go back and look at the videos I was looking at. I was like, man, what the heck was I trying to do at the end of the day? Because, yeah, you're not matching anything we have over here. It's not going to work. Basically, at the end of the day, you have literally primed your screen for our stuff. That's what you did. Because that's all it really is primer at the end of the day. Like I said, back then, in its heydays, you can make a lot of money off of it because that's all there was. There were no dark middle screens to compete with. Only thing you had to go against was a white screen, and that's it. So all you had to go against was the white screen. Other than that, no. White screens had to go against white walls. Could be like, why would I even go out and spend all this money for a freaking white screen? I can just hit a white wall with it. Yeah, that topic came up too a few times on Foot Performance site. So I really need to buy a white screen at the end of the day. The screen's claiming to have this 1.1. We've got this 1.1. We've got this 2.2. You can pull up a higher white level. They all pull up the same white level. There's nothing different about it. The white t-shirt does the same thing. I love how they go into the description of white screens. It says this pulls up a much higher white level, better colors. No, it's all going to be the same. That's what it's going to be. All right, let's get our table out of here. Our work table. Hooah. So every time we do one of these, mind you, this is our product, something that we made, something we have rights to on so many levels it's not even funny. But we'll have other individuals that'll get upset like they're taking it personally. Let me explain something to you crystal clear. This is our stuff at the end of the day. Do you understand me? I was making the product before YouTube were ever existed on YouTube. So understand this. That's my product. I had the videos, beta testers, and contract demonstrations from other companies backing my product on every level you can possibly think of, even time stamped. So get over it. This is it. So now if anyone feels that what we have here and what they have is different, hey, just go make it. Go get Bear, go get 2, 3, 4, go get a Network Grade 773, and just do a side-by-side demonstration. That's all you got to do. Sure, there's a difference between night and day. Other than that, I don't even know why you're having a conversation with or emailing us at the end of the day. And as for trying to take black paint and try to mimic it as our product, yeah, good luck with that. Between the 300, 400, and a couple of thousand, almost close to a couple of thousand people we have on the forum sites that's been hitting us up on this technology, yeah, you're going to have to convince all those people it does exactly what you said it does, and that's not going to work. Nope. I got to put another demonstration up by Hector. And there's another fellow, too, who's going to be posting, too. He's going to be doing some outside demonstrations for us soon. All right, check that out right there, okay? So some people will get on the offense of. The other ones, they don't get on the offense, so they don't care about this. They don't care. Got a paint here. Force that out. Like I said, usually when people are doing some of the outdoor screens we did come across in the forum site, once I did do with gray paint, the paint was very light. But this is to show you if you go to white screen or if you go to gray screen, either way outside, it is going to be a complete, utter fail. Yes, it will be. And if someone convinced you to paint your your white screen gray, yeah, that's going to be a complete disaster. Now, because the way they make gray screen paint products, do you see how bad the coverage is? Black screen, I had to knock that out. No time off in that little bit of paint. They don't have good coverage either. They don't. That's another issue I run into. That nonsense at the end of the day. We don't use all of this. Just gonna take all of this and some and knock this out. See, my thing is this. A lot of people don't understand. My thing is this. If someone's up there painting the screen, trying to convince you that there's something that is not, simple and plain. Basic, $23, Network Gray, $773. We'll pull the same white levels. We'll pull the same color. The only problem with the Network Gray 773, can't see contrast. Can't see contrast means its color levels are going to drop like crazy, but still, it can do the exact same thing. The only way that they can come up there and show that their product is different than any one of those gray products out there, they're going to have to take those mixtures and put on a contrast level and show that this screen actually pulls a much heavier. We're not talking about a bump, people. We're talking about a massive difference. Something that will make you go, whoa, what the freak was that? That kind of difference. That kind of shock factor. That's what you're going to have to see. Some people feel they're in the dark, and I'm sorry to say this. You know, I always apologize, but I'm sorry to say this, but I'm not trying to beat a dead horse to death. But they'll show you a little bump in the dark, and they'll go, "Oh, look at the difference." No. Massive difference between night and day, between that product and that product and that. That doesn't count at all. Period. You go on that form site and pull that nonsense, and I'm like, "What the freak are you showing me over here? What are you wasting my time for?" They will come down on you hard in that room. Can you back that up for a minute, please? Put on Batman. Don't add the request stuff. Put on Batman. Put on so and so. I want to see on a heavy contrast. So yeah, you don't get away with that in there. That don't work in there. You got to come in it. You got to come strong in that room. And don't play around in there. Nope. Can't do that in there. Smoke and mirror stuff that'll work. Oh, nothing there. Let's see, we got enough in here to do. You said enough of this. Yeah, again, Going with great paint. We need this. Yes. I could have coated this thing so fast. I forgot working with this stuff is something else. We should have both of them. We're going to have to hug the container. Let me see, we're going to hug the container. Let's get some paint out of here. Come on, be nice now. We don't need all that going on. Come on, be nice. Come out of there. Gotta hug the container. too bad. Really? Yeah, it was a little loose there, but I refuse to change it. I like this setup I have here. It works. All right, cool. It's not too bad. Let's hug that corner again. A little coverage over that. Best we can get this. Can't believe, literally. That's why I said the only thing I like about using these paints that use that same form of bare or different surfaces, the coverage is never that good. Never that good. Let me see if we can use this instead. We got a little bit of this. So I'm going to blend the same, trust me. I want you not to be surprised. Oh, I know I forgot to put down there too. Forgotten the link. The different paints that don't make a difference. I'm going to put that in too. This is perfect. This is exactly what I need to do. You need to put that in there too. All grade paints are the same. You need to put that demonstration in there. We'll put that in there also. That's what we're doing. Yeah, but it all does the same thing, you know? Think anything different? It's nothing different. It all does the same thing. It all has the same reaction. Everything. Now, as I said before, if you're doing like a darker mix, then it pretty much is a reversal. That's all it is. I'll explain you that in a few minutes as I work this over. I'll explain to you the reversal. That's because they're going to be exactly what I need. Everything perfect. It's all going to blend in together. I guarantee you. You're going to sit there and go, wait a minute, but you used two different paints in that. You used this one. Yeah, we did. We used two different paints. We did. I'm going to show you something going to blow your mind. People are like, what the freak was that? Already look, so we ran out of paint on the other one, right? We got two different mixes in here. We have that one in that jar right there. It's completely different from the one we have over here. We got two of them mixed in there. Watch this. Nothing's going to blow your socks off. We'll do a couple of those too. We'll take three different mixes that we'll make completely different, mix them, one section all together like some kind of Picasso kind of design, and watch them all blend together. I guarantee you're like, what the freak? Yeah. The only way you would be to tell that there's a difference, you would literally have to be on top of that screen in order to see the difference. But you're not going to be sitting there, are you? You're going to be sitting way back here where you're supposed to be at. Who's going to paint at 120-inch screen and move their TV chairs way up to the front and go, oh, I can see it now. No, you're not going to do that. So we got two different in here, two different paints in here. Taking some of this from the jar here. They all react the same way. Now, like I said, when I was making gray screen paint products, that slight little bump, people bought on that. They did. They bought on that because you could show a difference. Things are a little different in how you did things. I hate to say this, but the way people are doing, not saying, but I don't want to say anything. I'm not mentioning this guy in my video. The way these particular individuals now are doing these demonstrations, they're just taking the old school stuff that was done back then that was approved at that particular time, and they're trying to use it now and make it passable. It's not passable anymore. It was only passable back then. A little bit of lighting in the environment, being in a dark environment, all that was passable back then. And having a slight little bump showing the difference because I did it in my own demonstrations on the Digital One was considered to be a passable. Not now. Not passable at all, period. So they're taking old school stuff, and all they're doing is just hitting it in with high-end projectors. Because those projectors I said before didn't exist. So those projectors back then didn't exist at all. Mind, the high-tech equipment, the machines we have now, didn't exist back then. What do you think happens if you take a gray screen paint product like this and you hit it with the high-end technology we have now compared to what we had back then? Yes, you're going to see some improvements. A lot of improvements. Because you know why? Projector's doing all the work for you. That's why. That's why if you notice when you watch these demonstrations, I watch tons of them, they all go back to the same original projector. Once in the blue moon, they might try to prove their point and show you an older projector, but they all go back to that ultra short throw, dark environment in order to be able to show that the product actually works, and it doesn't. The sad thing about it is those particular high-end projectors are being dumbed down. They are. Yep, major projectors, stupid. Very stupid. Very, very stupid. That's what you did. Where we make our projectors extremely smart because I have a projector upstairs, sitting upstairs at, again, $109, 1,000-to-1 contrast, and I can show outer space, dark skies, whatever I want, right next to a window. I've actually advanced that projector. I've made it smarter. Actually, I'm showing the true potential of that technology. Okay, we got our multi-blend. Now we're going to call this the multi-blend grain screen because we had to use two different products on it. Let's see if we get a difference out of this. I have no idea why. And I had no plans for this today. Oh well, whatever. We'll put up a short scaffold real quick. I like to show these off, so that's what we'll do. This is easy to put up anyway. These things are easy. Gotta buy a pair of these people. These things are fantastic. Nice little photo backdrop in the back, taking pictures like, yeah, work it to the left, work to the right. Let me see what we got here. Here. Now I said before, this demonstration, don't take it the wrong way. It's not not in the way to put it on its product. It's not. We need this for tests outside for our form sites we're involved in now. So a lot of them have some gray paints out there, and we've gotten these questions. Well, what if I paint it gray? Am I still going to get a better image? We're going to show them that they're not. And you two on YouTube, you've been involved in this too. Let's see. What do we need? We need some stands here. Stand the man, pots and pans. Stand the man, pots and pans. Stand the man, pots and pans. Stand the man. All right, we're going to go with you here. I got you right. I got you wrong. No, you're in the middle. No. I got you right. All right. Let's see. And the man comes a pan. Do. Oh, come on. Get in there. You know, I'm being lazy about this, right? I literally should be lifting this up to do this. Oh, and I got the freaking screws on. I forgot to take screws off. Light painted kites, those days and nights go by and by. Do 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 these friends. Oh, summertime. I should just put it all the way up. Because I'm going to bend this thing. I don't want to do that. Yeah, don't do what I just did, because you'll mess up in your rail easily. Just make sure it's all the way in there. And we'll get in there. That's like me. Really? There's a little hole in there. There you go. Yeah, because it'll rock right a little bit. I should have put the feet out a little bit high though, more. I wasn't thinking about that. And I should have took these off, which would have been smart, but I did not do. My heat should be off. Man, it's hot in here. We don't have projectors on right now. It's hot in here. If you're wondering what I'm over here singing, Frank Sinatra, Summer. I love Frank Sinatra. My neighbors, when I first moved in here, I was playing a little Frank Sinatra. They thought I was an old white man. Yep. He must be an old white man. What black man listens to music like that? You'd be surprised. Listen to all rap. I hate rap music. I like if it's old school rap, I love old school rap music. Run DMC, Kumo D, Curtis Blow, Salt and Pepper, LL Cool J. Yeah, I like that. This new stuff is, I'm sorry people get offended by it, it's garbage. But most likely if I'm listening to music, it'll be Fred Astaire, Bing Crosby, Frank Sinatra. My favorite is Frank Sinatra. That is my all-time favorite is Frank Sinatra. Yeah. Oh, come on, Mother George. I didn't have that down. Why would I put that down there and not seal it in? Like, come on, bird. Get it together, man. You literally was right over there. Had the caps on. You did not even put them in. Really. This is what happens when you talk too much in your demonstrations, man. You concentrate. Now, what the heck? That's better. Man, I was sitting there thinking I capped it off, and I go over and I pull it up, and it goes, popped right off. All right, so we're just going to drop this over here. I got it. I'm going to do that. Let me spread these legs out more. So we have more stable here. Right now with two, I'll pull all the way up. Right, come on, which one are you going with? Too much. That's work. Okay, let me see what we got to do here. We're way off on this one. Oh, I swear if I had $1 for every time I did this, I'd be a rich man. Put this in here like that. All right. All right, now let's bring this one back. I guess let's not kill ourselves today. Thank you. So over here. So we're good at that. It's not that hard to set up. It's just dumb stuff I'm doing right now. You know, I'm not following protocol when putting this together. It's not hard to do. It's just that I'm not doing it right. All right, we're good. Judging by my cat's meows, I gotta film his buddy maybe outside. Yeah. Pretty sure. He has a certain meow he gives off when I know when one of his friends came to visit. I gotta go feed Big Man. Is Big Man out there? That big old monster out there? Yeah. if that's the case, too. Well, it's really nice. I hope we don't get any rain today. We got a lot of wind. I hope we don't have any rain, because I don't want that. It's God's will. If He decides when it's rain. That weather's so good outside right now. My cat is upstairs tripping. Let me see what we got going on here. Now you're probably wondering why I'm putting this up, because I don't want that gray screen paint jacking up my screen. It's a 180-inch black screen behind you, and I want to keep it that way. So I don't want that gray paint on my screen. Mess up my contrast levels, which I don't want. I do this to protect my screen. That's why. I'll be with you in a minute. No, it won't. Really take it out here, won't. All right. All right, so that's good. Let's just step on little clamps. All right, make sure we're good. We're a little off on that side. I don't think we're locked in anywhere. Are we locked in? Those days and nights go by and by. Do, do, do. Do, 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 do. Nope, we're actually too high. All right, bring it down a little bit. Let's see what we got going on now. Oh, that's good. That's definitely good. My only friend, summertime. Do, 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 do. Nights, those days and nights go by and by. The world is new. My only friend, summertime. All right, buddy boy, you're trying to fight me a little bit here. Why are you fighting me? Here's your adapter piece here. All right, got a little bit of. There we go. Got you in there. You're good to go. You are Gucci. You're definitely Gucci. All right, I'll put you in here. Over here. I'm clicking on the other projector. Like I said, the other projector freaking triggers off my lights like crazy in here. There we go. Got my screen protector, which I'm basically going to start calling it from now on. Put you guys right over here. I don't want that gray paint hitting my black screen. It's a 180-inch hooded screen, and I plan to keep it that way. All right, put you guys right there. Let's go out back and get myself a rack unit and put my clamps up real quick. Throw my projector on. This is also going to be fun for testing for white dispersion, like light, boom, it blows all over the place. Yeah. Light cancellation. How much white cancellation do you think you're getting off the black screen? My gray screen. Not much. Not much at all. But we need to start, you know what? That's not a bad idea. We got this huge, I'm going to order another one of these. So we jack this sucker up. So we're going to get another all white one, push it all the way up to the ceiling, do one side of it, because it's got the rail system on it. We can hang everything we want off of it at the end of the day. My only friend. man. I can't wait, people. I can't wait. You have no idea, people. It's beautiful outside. Beautiful. Gonna be outside with the big screens, people. We get to go outside with the Colossus. Massive giant screens. Yes. We've been trapped inside. We had to deal with the 100s, 120s, 150s. But now we're going to be outside with the massive monster screens. Oh, I cannot wait. What stuff we're going to do. We're going to do a lot of inflatable screens. We're doing a lot of inflatable screens because I had a lot of people ask me about inflatables. We have to make a special solution for the inflatable screens. Can't put everything on inflatable screens. Inflatable screens, as I said before, the surface is temperamental. So you're going to have some issues. You're going to have a lot of issues. Lots and lots of issues. Lots of issues. What kind of issues you're gonna have? Cracking and peeling and peeling and cracking. Sticking and cracking and cracking and peeling. We got going to which one of these? Like days and nights go by and by. The world is new. I'll be nice. World was new.
This is your invitation to experience.
All right, let's get over here and let's get something. Oh shoot! We're rubber drills, people. We don't need to be doing that. We're breaking over rubber drills in here. Now, this is a demonstration. I told you, when you contrast levels, always fully lit environments. You know why? Because the customer takes it home and turns on his environment, and all his lights are brighter than the one doing the demonstration. It's going to wash out. It's not going to be the same. Unless someone's going to coach that individual and say, hey, look, here's the deal. We need you to use that demonstration in a ambient light controlled environment, so that way you can maximize your viewing capabilities. We can pull this up in here with no problem. This is nothing for us. And we can also produce a bright goldfish popping off of it, which you can't see. It's faded out because the screen can't produce color. Now, like I said, at the end of the day, if anybody, and I'm not putting this out there, I'm just going to put it out there. If anyone tells you at the end of the day, no, my product is different, you tell them, hey, how about you do me a favor before I put down some money in your shopping cart? How about you go to Sherwin-Williams, get some of that network grade 773, and show me a difference side by side in a fully lit environment and see if you can pull that contrast level. If they hang the phone up on you or they refuse to have that conversation, they change the topic, well, then just go buy yourself some network grade 773. And anytime you feel like upgrading your technology to something more advanced, and you give us a call. We'll fix that problem right away for you, right away. Let's get a fan in here. The world was new. And because the biggest argument they had with gray screens was, dark technology, so dark you can't see it. Yeah, I don't think we have a problem with or any of our technology with that. I mean, that'd be virtually impossible for me to go outside. Mind you, as I said before, I'm outside, which means I'm in an area with a screen that is 3 times the size, or I say 2 times the size of, you know what I mean. And on top of that, I'm outside with 10 times more light because I have no walls, no ceilings, no roofs, no windows, nothing blocking my screen. So how is it possible I can pull up a snow level outside at 190-degree viewing angle and get it to reflect off grass? That means the screens aren't dark. Okay, then. So where would you have to argue with? You can't argue with contrast. You don't see that at all, period. Not with color. And on top of that, we don't cost our customers thousands of dollars because they don't have to go out and spend the money for an outrageous projector to make up for what the screen can't see. Now, next time someone wants to go out and show a demonstration of a well-lit environment, well, guess what? This is what you're going to need. That door light right there means nothing at all, period. That's what's doing the damage. spend all that money for contrast on projectors. They pay all that money for contrast projectors because they want the darker black levels. That's what they want. They want that color pop. That's what they want. You're not going to get that off a gray screen. Because if they could do the exact same thing and say you could get that color pop off a gray screen, then hey, take a 720p projector that has a really poor contrast capability and go outside. We do it all the time. And that's it. That's all you got to do. And pull up the contrast level next to black paint. Yeah, we got our products next to black paint, white paint, black paint, white paint, gray paint. Yeah, we throw ourselves against everything. We don't care. Because you have to be to show that. There's no way in the world I can walk into those forum sites with those people. And some of those people know way more than I do at the end of the day. A lot more than I do at the end of the day. I bumped into a couple of freaking projector gurus in there. Whew, man, they know some stuff. You're not passing that stuff off to them at the end of the day because you're like, you lost your mind? Get out of here. Many of you can make a statement of saying that a gray screen is going to produce a contrast level equal to a black screen. The first thing you're going to say is, oh, please show me. Can you show me a demonstration? We got the pictures, reels, whatever you got, show it to me. I want to see this. Yeah, sure. Okay. That's what you got to be careful about. They'll show you that demonstration on a standalone by itself in the dark and go, look, it does the same thing. No. That does not prove jack at the end of the day, at all, period. You got to take that screen, take some black paint, hit the side of your screen with it, do it in a fully lit demonstration, and blend into that surface. That's what you have to do. And it doesn't work. It doesn't work over there. They're going to request tests. I had to show. That's why I'm glad that we do all test demonstrations, because I had tons of pictures in my account. Boom, boom, boom. Here you go. Boom, boom, boom. What do you need to see? Oh, I'll show you. When we go into the channel, I'll show you. The pictures I'm putting up there, and the hits I'm getting off of them. Yeah, because we can back our stuff up. Anytime somebody comes in to criticize us, I get a big grin on my face. Oh, here we go. Boom, 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 boom. Like today. We're going to be outside today with this. Because we got people that are arguing that the gray screens produce better images outside over black technology. Oh, oh, oh. Yeah, we're going to see what's going to happen tonight. There's going to be an eye opener. I wish you didn't make that statement. I've done this so many times, it's not even funny. Even the yard master can't even hold weight on us outside. You got to feel those in there too. All right, yeah, that's contrast. The contrast is not going to work here. We got to go someplace else. Let's go over to, let's see if we can bring up some bright colors in here. This is usually, the Jazz is one of the most favorite ones to use. LG Jazz demonstration.
Getting that from YouTube.
Where's that Jazz demonstration? Here we go. Some people looking at this may think that, oh, that is doing an amazing, that is so washed out. So washed out. It's not even funny how washed out that is. Let's see if to shrink the screen. Matter of fact, that's over that. Now we're overlapping to show you the side-by-side comparison to a white screen. Doesn't make a difference, but that's not, yeah, it's a white screen, trust me. Anything comes off as a white screen. I can buy 5 different samples from 5 different companies. They all look the same way. It's like gray paint. And mind you, we got 2 different gray paints smeared into this, rolled into this, and yeah, there you go. And it's not even dry yet, I'm not a fan. And yes, it's bugs the daylights out of some people. But, hey, again, gotta back your stuff up at the end of the day. Yeah, it has to be done. It's required. I need you. Back it up. Get out of there. What are you seriously handing? best you're going to get. Oopsie. Woo! Oh, you got a mark on our screen. We'll fix it. Now, just to tell you something here, real quick. See how the screen rolled off and hit the ground like that? So we got a mark right across the screen, right? What happens is this screen requires a 4-coat application. Then what? Would you have to put in a 4 application to fix the damage to the screen? That's the question. That's how crazy the screen looks, because there's 2 different colors in it. So, question, like I said, your screen falls off and hits, and a mark goes across it. This is why I don't believe in the multi-application process on the screen. Because what happens is, say if your screen gets marked, where's my remote control right here? There we go. Your screen gets marked. Are you going to have to put the same multi-application, the 4-coat application on this in order to fix the damage? Or are you going to have to prime the entire screen and then start all over again with the multi-purpose application? But if the screen requires to dry evenly and it has to be an even coat across, how is that possible if the first coat has 4 and the area that's repaired has 4? Wouldn't that make it uneven? This section right here, would you have to go through a 4 application in order to fix the screen? And if you do, that means your entire screen is uneven. Because this right here will have 4 and this will have 8. So that means you're going to have to paint 4 different layers to fix the damage to the screen. Which it is, when the screen fell off, it got marked right across there. And that basically raised the question right there. What would you do? Now, if you only had to take the first coat of that application, the last coat, and paint it over to fix it, then why would you need the other 3 to begin with? Because if it's a stacking system, and it requires for those 3 applications to make the last one trigger, and you can actually fix it with the last one without putting the 1, 2, and 3, then why would you require the 1, 2, and 3 and just put the 4? See, that's why you can't go into a form site, because that's what they will do to you in there. They will break down your stuff right in front of you. I love that stuff because I like testing. Because of the crazy testing we do over here, our stuff is so crazy and outside the box, they can't even question it because them themselves don't even have the exact same displays that we have over here. See? But that's what will happen to you in that environment. They'll ask you that. Okay, wait a minute, it's 4-coat application. So what happens if something gets damaged on my screen and I got to paint over that spot? Am I going to put the same 4-coat application on that one surface? And if the surface is required to be even, then wouldn't that make that uneven with this being 4 and this being 8? Or would I have to paint over the entire screen and prime it and do the whole process again for one little nick or one little mark? There you go. And mind you, keep in mind, imagine if it's a stationary, which means this is a screen that's on the wall, it's not going anywhere, all right? Chances are they probably built furniture in this environment around this giant screen. So in order to get that thing off the wall, they're going to have to move all the furniture out of the room, make a big enough spot to lay the screen down flat, because that's how it's required to be painted, because it requires a line of paint going across. There you go. That's why his instructions alone, and not to be rude here, disrespectful, but your instructions alone have destroyed your product right from the door. It has so many. You can't even use it with a paint sprayer. How are you going to use it with a paint sprayer if it requires you to paint a line down the middle of the screen? How does that work with a paint sprayer? How does that work with a paint roller? Can't do that with a paint roller. You can't put that in a pan and paint it and put that. There's no point to transfer from a pan to the screen because you're required to put the line across the screen. So how would that even work? See what I mean? And that perfect example of my screen falling off and hitting and getting nicked, getting a scratch mark right across the screen right here. I was just thinking, like, oh, wait a minute. If this was his product, how the world would I fix that? Because that would mean that if it requires a multi-coat application, in order for the last screen to trigger, I would have to put 4 applications on this one spot. The exact same way I did it for the entire screen. Accidents happen. You just watched it a few minutes ago and sitting there on my screen, just fell right off my wall and hit this area right here and scratched the screen. So how do I go about fixing that? Because if my stuff gets damaged over here, you know what I do? I take my pen and go, or I take a Q-tip and go, and I'm done. That's it. It blends right back in. I'm finished. So how would that apply to that? See, these are questions you gotta answer because these are questions that are gonna pop up. So if he comes and does a demonstration, he takes that last application and he rolls it into the screen and it blends, then why in the world would you have to put 1, 2, and 3 in to begin with? If you can just simply do it with 4. See? You think, at the end of the day, I guess those two really think that I'm ridiculing. No, I'm just explaining to you so you can understand it. When you walk into these rooms, try to think, no, these people are just like me. Think of about 100,000 people just like me in that room. Some even worse than me. Ask you the craziest question you've ever heard in your entire life. I've been asked so many questions. I must have been asked about either 40 or 50, 60, maybe 100 times on, I can do the same thing with black paint. You know how many times I've heard that in one of those rooms? So I can come in here and say, here you go. Here's a video of me testing my product out on my projector. They'll say, oh, but your projector is 5,000 lumens. Well, you do know they're all being hit with 5,000 lumens, right? But no problem. We got one here at 1,000 lumens. Here you go. You got to be to back that up. When I walk into Elitist rooms, they got the $5,000, $4,000, $20,000 expensive screens in there. I don't need your product, man. I got $3,000 Dark Star 9. I got 5,000 Black Diamond here. I got blah, 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 blah. Yeah, we got it over here, too. This is what we got. And my projector costs less than yours. I'm in a well-lit environment that's more brighter than yours. I'm in a farther, this, all that nonsense, blah, 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 blah. There you go. Where can I buy? Where's your website? How can we contact you? Where do we get this product from? This is what we get in our messages all day. Because in the back of their mind, you're thinking, well, if he's using that on that projector, are you kidding me? That's what you're using? Are you, what? Yeah, that's the reactions we get. Because they think that monster, that powerhouse they got sitting in their theater, that's what we want. We want their confidence levels to be through the roof. So they can think that monster, that powerhouse you got sitting there, you think that is going to take on my projector over here? I'll make bets. I bet you my projector will beat your projector any day. What you got? I got so and so and so. They start laughing like, oh, please, are you kidding me? Then I show a demonstration. They see that screen come up all black. They don't know the screen's black yet. We don't show that. We show the trim. The screen comes up black, and they look at that. It blows their mind. Fully environment. Then we show them outside pictures. That's the end of it. That is the end of it. So the minute we get somebody talking about, oh, my product's ambient light rejection, here we are outside in a snowstorm. What about that? There you go. I love it. I'm telling you. We have our little battles back and forth for challenge, but everybody in there is respectful. Nobody calling people nasty names, scammers. They don't do that in there. It's all professional. That's how I met the fellow who did us the crown molding. The guy who does a professional crown molding for the lights and all that stuff, how to hide the LED lights to make it look professional. That's how I met him. Because he was in there showing off his setup, and I came in there, and I compliment him all the time. Nice setup, beautiful setup, I love it all. But your screen is the only thing I have an issue with. And I said, what about the screen? And we go back and forth, and I show him we have over here, and he was blown away. He liked it. But he saw my demonstration that my neon lights were exposed. He said, well, you might want to put some crown molding up there. And I was like, yeah, I got an issue about that. But how do you get access to it, so and so and so. And this guy showed me all these tricks on how to basically put up crown molding and how to hide things. Oh, amazing, amazing, amazing. So I learned stuff on him in there, too. I don't know jack about it. Last time I've been around a sound system, I can't tell you when the last time I've been around a sound system. And I got guys and they got insane setups. Oh, my goodness, are you freaking kidding me? I couldn't have that here. My neighbors would really complain then. I'll definitely have cops at my house. Oh, like, come on. Do you wear here? Anybody here? You wear Greta? Get that you wear hearing aids coming out of that and that setup? Good gracious, the size of that sub. Sub's the size of freaking like an 18 and 20 subs in there. Insane setups, man. Okay, let's get back to this, people. We don't want to be doing this all day, do we? No. Let's make sure it's up there. All right, because it took off on its own. Yeah, you know. Make sure it doesn't go anywhere. I have no idea how that falls off every time, but it does. All right, we're just going to leave it on a slant right there, right? We're good, okay? Let's go grab some content. Let's go back to our jazz demonstration. Do. Wrong remote control. LG Jazz demonstration.
Getting that from YouTube.
Yeah, but that's the question. How are you going to fix it? You know? Like my 135-inch I used to have on my wall in my Japanese tea room, that thing was stationary. You weren't taking that thing off the wall and laying it flat on the ground. It's impossible. There's a radiator in the way, and the room wasn't big enough. I had enough room just to get in there and jam it against the wall. There's no way in the world. So if that's the case, how would I lay that down flat and paint it? I couldn't. Take it apart? No, 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 no. You do not want to take apart fixed frame screens once you paint them. Bad idea. Extremely bad idea. If you got one that's already painted, you're not taking that apart. Remember, the PVC material on the back of that screen is designed to expand and stretch. You have killed that the minute you paint it over top of it. That's not stretching anymore. Now I can get it back the same way it was. If you had a rough time putting it on the first time, yeah, second time is going to be something else. It's going to go green and turn into an Incredible Hulk. I'm going outside. Let's see what we got on here. Our Wi-Fi is running. Got the Wi-Fi on, and for a slight hiccup. We're going outside. We're too much here. Should we give him a jump? I don't know. I don't know. Wow. All right. Oh, yeah, that's how it's supposed to look. This is why we put those challenges out there on the max out zone, how meters had to be laying flat on the ground, how you had to have a meter max out. This is the max out zone down here. So if a gray screen is pulling a 100% contrast level, it should be to do it in this kind of environment, no problem. You see how high the high fluorescent lights are? They hit my screen all the time. This is what you should be to pull up in here. We don't put the windows, because the windows, I don't put my windows in, because my windows literally sit under my kitchen and they're connected to the deck. So, you know, light comes in, it comes in, whatever. The door, we don't count that either. We count that. Should be no dark shadows in the environment. You should be to turn around and see all the Mr. Bird stuff. See how crystal clear everything comes up? Lights, plenty of lights, get the pipes, all that gaming stuff. We don't have to walk over to anything. That's how it's supposed to be done. Hey, there's all your color. Sorry about that, people. Oh, kept this mess up. Black background, goldfish.
Getting that from YouTube.
This is a hard one, people. This is a really hard one for a gray screen to go against. Extremely hard. Remember, like I said before, like I said, remember. This is a screen that's supposed to be state of the art. All this other good stuff. So you should be able to pick up a contrast with no problem. Ooh, man, you're way too tall for this. All right, we're gonna have to slide this over a little bit. I don't want to break any pipes in here. Let's see here. Maybe a little bit here, then? I don't know. I don't think we're gonna be able to show that. Can we bring it down some? Can we bring it down? No, it's too big. It's too big. It's too big. All right, we're gonna have to go this way. Go this way. Once the wheel is away. How much of that do we have on our screen? Not much. We're not even over that much. Okay. Baby over a little bit more. There we go. We got to get that to dry. If it hits my screen, I'm good because you got enough paint literally to hit my screen again a couple more times if I choose to. Let me give you guys a jump. Perfect. I'm gonna hook you up. Give me a minute. I'll give you a jump. Now, let me see. Do we start off here? We do that give you a jump. And give you some finer connection here. There we go. And I'm pretty sure I shut you off, so I don't know how you're still functioning because you're not supposed to be on. There we go. I think it's the only one that clicks like that. The other one doesn't even click like that. All right, where are you at in your remotes? Is it you? Or is it you? No, that's one we do over there, so it can't be that one. Let's give you, let's see, I'm going to shift you over here on that side. That's all we got on this shift for that one. Can we bring it down some? Can we bring it down? Oh, can we give you other shift? Can we bring it down? Oh, come on, one of you got to give. Left or right? Which one? There we go. Don't be temperamental with me. All right, let's bring it down on the second shift. All right, get you guys right over here. Sorry about that. I got a fly in here which is going to bug the daylights out of me, and that's got to go. Why are you shooting kill flies? All right, we got a little bit of each in there. We got some whites, we got some of the black screen, and we got the gray screen in there. Is that canoe or canoe people? All right, let me see. See if we can bring it down a little bit more of an adjustment. A little bit more. you're not going to play with me that way. All right, we're going to play with that one. All right, there we go. So being so temperamental. All right, what do we got going down? Perfect. Give it to me again. All right, go down again. Oh shit. No, we can't go any more over, can we? I think we're gonna get more on that screen than the other screen, to tell you the truth. We'll have to bring our screen down a little bit more. All right, we'll come here, this one here, and we'll bring it down over here. It's my fault. I should have had my screen door shut, and I didn't shut my screen door. All right, that's better. All right, let's see what we got going on here. All right, that's perfect. Let's go over to, here we go. My other projector, the 501, needs a lamp replacement. So it's having some issues. So I have to go on Amazon today because that projector should be very bright. This one right here should have been bright. I've had some flickering going off on that one. The 505 Chrissy has a new lamp in it. I replaced that one in a video demonstration. So that's at full capacity. So there we go. Let's go over here and let's check this out, people. This ain't part of the demonstration, but you know, I always add extra stuff to stuff anyway. Just to show you our black technology versus that gray paint. See, in the demonstration with the goldfish, background is supposed to be black at all times. It's never supposed to be gray. Let's go with 8K Desired Nature.
Getting that from YouTube.
Let's see. Let's try this again. 8K Desired Nature.
Getting that from YouTube.
Start your day sizzling at Wawa with 2 for $5 Sizzlies in your favorite varieties, including the...
As I said before, OLED demonstrations are not made, or any kind of heavy contrast demonstration is not made for a gray screen. Never, ever made for a gray screen. Because that technology is used to display off a black surface. Not even a gunmetal should be displaying at the end of the day, because gunmetals aren't black. Or we're definitely going to be doing this on a different segment tomorrow, Monday. So the only way this demonstration can be done, you're going to have to be in the dark to do it. And even in the dark, you're still not picking up a black level, you're picking up gray, a darker shade of gray. That's being manipulated and being smoke screened by the dark environment and whatever projector they use in the demonstration to enhance the contrast levels. Yeah, my projector has a 2001 sitting behind here, 3000, like that was low. When you're watching these demonstrations, again, they should be done in fully lit environments, especially contrast. When they put the environment, they put the demonstration in a darker environment, that means they're basically using smokes and mirrors. They're using a darker environment to try to enhance those black levels when they know they can't do it in a fully lit environment. So what happens to the customer when he takes it home and he tries to do this in a fully lit environment? His fully lit environment, not yours. That's why I don't like to do demonstrations where the environment's going to be comfortable, because what happens is it cheats the screen capability and the ability to be able to produce in fully lit environments. So much light we have in this environment right here, if I bring a meter downstairs, it maxes out automatically. It picks up the same amount of, it maxes out in here, just like I would have it outside. They don't read. Oakley dokley. Now, mind you, when we sell the 38 Black Widows, we always tell you, and you can go and read for yourself in the specification, there's a section there about white versus screens. We have people like to take the technology and say, hey, we wanted to produce the same image as a white screen. And it's not going to happen. It's going to produce a high enough white level, yes. I'm not going to never come on camera and say, oh, it's going to produce the same white level as a white screen. No. But for someone coming to tell you that a gray screen is going to produce, no. Oh, heck no. Man. You definitely going to hear that a lot. But what the? You seriously? Do you drink? They will ask you. Oh, my goodness. No. No, no, no. That's never, ever going to happen. It's too many. No, no, it's just not going to happen. Brother, I'll show you basically the difference. We do this all the time. But anyone who believes, who the person even said that to them, it would come on. Really? Man, yeah, that stuff may wash over on YouTube. That stuff doesn't wash over on forum sites. It don't wash over. It don't. I'm sorry.
She's so pretty. Who's pretty? This conversation is private.
Not going to like. No, 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 no. I'm sorry. Not going to happen. Like, okay, you've been sniffing gasoline. Like, seriously? Are you kidding me? There's this one guy used to come on Facebook. I don't know if he still comes on. It's this black guy. And he used to do these demonstrations where he used to do the waste of people's time. But you'd watch it anyway, because it's just basically boring humor. But he would just do some of the dumbest things I've ever seen. And he would say, okay, see this key right here? I'm going to show you something you've never seen before. Something you didn't know that you could do with this key. And he would take this key, and he would basically do something like he was jamming into something, and something would pop open. You might have seen this guy before, right? Are you freaking kidding me? Come on. But I guess, I mean, to him, it was probably just having fun, you know what I mean? It ain't like he was taking it seriously and all. But I just thought at the end of the day, like, wow, there are some people that actually believe this or actually go over and do that. Yeah, go ahead. And stick your key in a freaking electrical box and see what happens. You'll be reenacting that whole Home Alone incident with that whole electrical incident. Yeah, my goodness. But yeah, some of the stuff I've heard people, well, actually, no, it was only two individuals that say stuff on that. I'm serious. Out of all the people that I've actually have videos and stuff I've watched, I think those would be the only two that have actually made up accusations that could not back claims up at the end of the day. Let's do this on fireworks. I mean, right there on the website, there's a section in there about white screens versus our technology, right in there. And a lot of that, go and point it for yourself. And this says, well, we can't do that. It's got music behind it. It says right there that the technology you make is bright. Yeah, it will allow you to pick up a nice white image, but it's not, you can't compare it to white screen. We get certain customers that want the darkest technology, yes, and they want a surface that can produce next to a white screen. And that's why we have that in there. There's policies that we're putting there for you to read. It's not going to do that. But the white levels are going to be high enough for the screen. It's not going to become unwatchable. Now, you see that screen sitting next to that gray screen? That's why we have these big white screens in here. That's why we do all these crazy demonstrations with white fabric and white blah, 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 to make sure that the screen is going to maintain a certain white level. Because it has to. Because if it doesn't, you can't see the screen. Just like the black diamonds, just like the DMP supernovas, all those dark gunmetal screens they have, T-Prism, Dragonfly, those little dark gunmetal screens, yes, they have to test that. They know that their contrast levels are going, white levels are going to drop. But the screen has to be watchable. You have to be still see it. Crystal clear. Just like when I go upstairs and do that demonstration called black versus white. You see how high the white levels pull up on that technology? Yeah, that's why you have to do that. But you can't come on there and make accusations that your product's going to pull a contrast level equal to a black screen, and there's no test underneath of it, nothing whatsoever, but a projector sitting in the dark with an extremely high contrast capability attached to it, and you're going, oh, see, it does. No, that proves jack nothing at the end of the day. Take that screen, as we're going to tell you in the form site. Do me a favor. Can you have any black paint laying around your garage? Can you paint half of that with black paint? Because even they know at the end of the day, no, black paint is going to have some issues. Could have issues with white levels. I'm pretty sure they tried it already. But it's still going to pick up contrast because it's black. It's still going to be to maintain that because the screen is black. And they're going to say, paint half your screen, do me a demonstration, and show me some really dark contrast levels and blend into that screen. Show me a difference. They're not going to want to see you walking over with a camera. No. Why are they going to ask you? Why are you so close to the screen? Can you back that up a little bit? I need to see the whole entire environment. Any company's going to ask you the same thing. And that's why you got to be careful what you're buying, people, at the end of the day. Like I said, I've got my questions in there. Good, great. So I get questions in there. I'm probably going to pop in right now. Probably got another, I mean, maybe about 10, 15 questions that'll be coming at me. Like this is one of the demonstrations we'll be showing off today. This and outside. Now, remember all the screen paint mixtures I do against the screen when I told you pretty much they blend in? Yeah, you really can't tell one from another. That's one serious hawk. When you're doing screen paints, it's a give and take situation. That's what it comes down to. Trying to find that, it's like watching two couples divorce. Give and take, the argument back and forth, of this, that, and the other, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, until you come to some kind of mutual ground where you have peace. Other than that, everything's going to be a conflict back and forth. You're going to want to put contrast, but contrast is going to conflict with the color, because colors require white levels, and the white levels can't pick up because of the contrast. And if your white levels are too high, then the contrast is going to suffer, and then the color can't pop because the white levels are too high. It has to be a balance in there. But even in that balance, you're still going to lose some ground. You just don't want to lose a lot of ground in the process. You lose too much ground, then you go into a failure rate. And then once you finally get it balanced out, then the fun begins. Then you have to hit it with multiple different forms of projector. How it's going to react to ultra short throw. How does it react to long throw? How does it react to 1,000 lumens? How does it react to 5,000 lumens? Can you hit it with 7,000 lumens? Can you take them outside? How do they react at an angle gate? There's so many tests. If we throw all white screens up there, how are the white levels going to project off this screen? If we try to make other products, get into the mind that somebody's going to try to reverse engineer my stuff, how many different combinations could I come up that they can't basically make that screen at the end of the day? You got to go through all that testing. Then you got to think of the crazy stuff at the end of the day, stuff that you know that nobody else will do at the end of the day, that you can show off and say, look, I just did that demonstration right there. Oh, yeah, like that snowstorm. That's why we went out in the snow. Not because of the fact there was snow outside, because all that white light that was reflecting off the snow. That's why I was out there. That was a fantastic challenge for us. But I know if the projector at 4,000 lumens outside at 150 inches and the distance it was at was going to have a bit of a struggle. You're not going to start off with 4,000 lumens, by the way. You will start with 4,000, you will come off with less, depending on how big your screen is and how far you're going to be back. But imagine being out there with snow. Because when you go outside and you see snow, your eyes get all tight, you can't see anything, you're snow blind. Put on sunglasses, everything adjusts. That's why we're out in the snow. The challenge. Because we knew we were going to do it 10 times more light out there than what we were going to be dealing with on an everyday setting. That was an opportunity that couldn't be missed. But yeah, that's what people were, when they saw the demonstration. Some people liked it because it was out in the snow and they thought, wow, it'd be pretty cool. I could be out there with my kids, we could barbecue and watch Frozen and hot cocoa, and other people got like, are you freaking kidding me? They did that out in the snow, much white lights on that screen? Yeah. I love putting this stuff through tests. I love. Let's try 4K snow screensavers. We do these all the time. They have to be done. There you go. We got tons of tests like this all over YouTube. Pictures of it all over YouTube. Now, we don't think that the screen is going to be able to pull that white level as high as so. No, but it has to be maintained so you can see the image. And it has to be clean. Like I said, give or take. And somebody's saying, well, I can see the white levels are higher there. Yeah, but understand, you can still see it. You can still see the image nice and bright. Because if you couldn't, you wouldn't be to see any screens in my house, nothing being displayed in any of my environments, and none of those screens outside would ever come up. You wouldn't see it. Not even the one sitting on the ceiling, you wouldn't be to see it. But the problem you have with the gray screen is, at least we can actually pick up and maintain a white level. The gray screen can't see a contrast level for nothing at all, period. And can't see color at the same time. Red screen. Told you. Yeah, good luck calibrating your projector. You'll be doing that for a while. Can't see color. Not even in the dark, they can't see color. Even worse. I don't know why that's like that. I could never figure that out. How come the white level? I mean, you would think it would have a better chance with the lights out, but man, you take the lights out, that stuff fades even worse. And don't get a higher power projector. That's the worst thing you want to do, especially if you're using ultra short throw. Using ultra short throw, you do know you're washing out your color 10 times faster, right? So you're using a surface that reflects too much white light. And when you have a projector that's sitting literally right up on top of the screen at 3,000, 4,000, whatever you may have, you're actually introducing more white light to the surface, which is causing the surface to wash out even faster. Yep. Come on, the dinosaur. Come on, the dinosaur. See? And if I take out the lights, you can't see anything. You can't see color at all. Only the red screen's going to pick it up. Well, our black screen's only going to be to pick it up. And for those of you that are developing, try to develop black screen paints, good luck on that one. I'm not wishing you the worst at all, but it's not going to be that easy. It's going to be a really hard ride, because think about it. That screen right there, it's not the black level that's allowing it to see that red. It's the white level that's in it, it's allowing it to do it. If there's no red and no white levels in it, just like black paint, it comes up dark and you can't see it. So that black screen has to be to register white light in order to pick up that image that bright, next to a gray screen that you would think would have the ability to pull the higher red level. No, it doesn't. Just because it's lighter doesn't mean it's going to pull a brighter image. It means actually your image is going to wash out. It's going to react the same as a white screen. Take a white screen, they're going to have their issues. Let me see over here. This whole red screen we have here. No, wrong way, bird. My cat go, wow. Oh, come on, behave. All right, let's try that again. Mothership decided it wanted to go rogue on me. Now, you see what we got going on here? When I told you the whole theory, the reason why the gray screen is obsolete. Because at that particular time, way back, we're going to keep this short. We're not going to go into a whole history lesson here. Way back, way before black technology ever existed, before gunmetal ever existed, you had the gray screen. The white screen was first. Of course, white screens have been around since the silent era of movies. And of course, eventually silver screens did pop up along the way. But you had the white screen, which was the majority dominating screen at that particular time. Now, the reason why people were making their own gray screen paint products, because at the end of the day, you didn't want to be hitting your screen with a white screen because the color was washed out. You know, you couldn't get that pop. And I mean, even the contrast levels are much better on the grayer paint. But like I said, at that particular time, the gray paint was the only product on the market. Gunmetals didn't exist yet until the diamonds popped up. When the diamonds popped up, now you have a surface that can maintain a white level because it has a reflective coating, which allows it to be able to generate higher white levels and to maintain color and contrast, which means they found the balance level. So where does the gray screen stand at? It can't produce a contrast level equal to a gunmetal screen. It can't maintain its white levels because the screen has a reflective surface, and the screen can produce pop color that's darker and richer because it has both worlds. It has white and contrast combined together, which means the gray screen went obsolete. Now, over here, we have black technology. And black technology has the ability to be able to pull up and maintain white levels. It has the ability to be able to pull color higher than a gunmetal, because gunmetal's strongest point that they were both darker screens, and having that darker screen gave it the ability to pull a higher contrast level. But now black technology comes in and it produces a much higher contrast level than gray because the screen is literally jet black, which now has better color and has better contrast than the gunmetal. Changing of power. Ladies and gentlemen, $5,000 sample sheet of gunmetal. Now this is now the dominant. See? Now, you see how that screen is reflecting at high level? Because it has a reflective surface. Even they knew that they darkened the screen that the white levels were going to drop. They knew that from the door. So they had to make a surface reflective so that way they can pick up white light. You can register it better. That's why. Because if they were going to go against the gray screen, which the gray screen could pull a higher white level than a screen that was darker gray, they had to make sure that when they bought that screen that they had something that can pull a high enough white level to be able to take on the gray screen's white levels, but also at the same time pull a contrast over that the gray screen couldn't reach. Okay, do. I swear I gotta start teaching lectures on this. Given how much knowledge floats around in my head all day long. I'm not saying that I'm smarter than anybody else on Facebook because I don't think I'm that kind of person. I think I'm an average Joe at the end of the day. That's what I think. All my knowledge comes from God. So this is how I learned all this stuff. So look at this. Ambient light rejection environment. That's an ambient light rejection technology right there. We're in a max out zone. My screen is maintaining its color. It's maintaining the ability to pull bright images. And if I switched over to a contrast level, none of these screens will even pick up. So if you can't pick up the basic color red, what do you think is going to happen to the rest of your colors? Meanwhile, excuse me, this screen paint being sold on the market, I say anywhere from the highest one I've seen was probably around 200 to around 50 or 30 bucks. White screens are cheap enough to cost. That technology is $5,000, and ours for the lowest kit we have is $209. Isn't it interesting? That's a new screen. 0.8 gain. Not to put the technology in any way, down in any way. Now keep in mind, whenever they're developing this technology, they weren't putting it against our stuff. They were putting it against white screens. Because to be truthful, any from an environment they're going to walk into, they're going to bump into a white screen because white screens are all over the place. You see some people offline, you see some people with gray screens. The majority are going to be white screens you're going to be bumping into. For companies, businesses, everyday Joes, you're going to be seeing white screens. So this is what they developed this for. Now this screen right here, and sorry to bring this out here, not beating a dead horse to death, would beat the crap out of a UV mix with no problem. And the UV mix is very dark. Gunmetal, almost near gunmetal status. And this would beat the crap out of it. You know why? Because this can see white light. We go into these lectures. How do we get into these lectures, people? We start with one thing. We don't with the lecture. See, this is the reason why I have to get a channel just for lecturing. That's all I need to get all into this, man. We get all into this. But there's just so much you need to know. So much you need to know. That's why I'll be sitting there with a cup of coffee and I'll be going through different sites and I'll be watching the professional. Not going to happen. Gray screen here. Oops, so I stand here. Now, they're used to when they test their stuff out. This is going to be outside anyway. When they test their stuff out, they like to test their stuff against the white screen. Of course, I could never understand that at first. Why? But now I see why, because like I said, majority of people they're going to run into are going to have those white screens. Hopefully that stays up there. And the problem with the gunmetals is the fact that they have to lay perfectly flat against the surface. If the surface has any form of, like, see how that, you have to lay flat, keep in mind. The screen doesn't look like that. But it has to lay, because if not, it has something called a narrow viewing cone effect. See how dark that went? Yeah, it's called a narrow viewing cone effect. That's why when you mount your projector up to the ceiling, it has to be in line with the screen perfectly. Because if not, if you don't have it in line, you'll get these dark lines around the screen. So it has to lay perfectly flat to the surface in order to do that. But like I said, narrow viewing cone effect. That's the bad downside of the having the the reflective surface is that narrow viewing cone effect. And they don't work with ultra short throw projectors. Some of them don't work with this. I'm not saying this one does. I'm not saying this one does at all, but some of them have issues with they have issues with ultra short throw projectors. Like if you look at Elite screens, they have these ceiling light rejection technology screens. You have to make sure when you're setting that up, you have to make sure that that screen has certain arrows on it. So it'll have an arrow here and an arrow there. You have to make sure those arrows, the arrows pointing to the top, always make sure at the top. This one has the two. See, this one has the top. See where it says top? This always has to be up here. Let me see. Let's go on here again. So they have those markings on there to tell you that it's going to be able to actually produce better if it's a certain, you can't just switch them around. The ceiling light projections have those on there. They have a top and bottom. Now, if you do it the opposite, the screen gets real dark. That's because it's not rejecting the light. But as I said before, well, I had a sample up here, and I couldn't figure out how the rest of them were working fine, but that particular one was coming up so dark. I'm like, what's wrong with this freaking surface? And I found out that it had those markings for the top and the bottom. Nah, I don't want to show that off. That's pointless. Now, mind you, people, this is Ken's Digital and Crystal Screen Paint, so you know this, okay? I don't want anybody saying that, oh, that's it. No, it's ours. It is our stuff. Every screen paint product on the face of the planet is made the same way. Starts off with a white base, ends up with putting black in for the toner. Everyone does the same thing. Every last one. 4K demonstrations.
Getting that from YouTube.
I'll have to go in a few minutes. That's business. Let me see. Let's just put something up here for you guys. Let me show you something real quick. 4K Snow Screensaver.
Getting that from YouTube.
At Mint Mobile, we're always looking for innovative ways to save you money, so you can keep paying $15 a month for.
No, that's not what we wanted. It was a request that we wanted for snow. I need to see the snow levels. All right, there we go. I don't put commercials in theirs. You see how high? Now mind, the corners are like this because, like I said, these screens have to lay perfectly flat to the surface because of the narrow viewing cone effect. But you see how high the white level is here compared there to the gray screen? Because of the reflective surface that these screens have on them. That reflective surface allows the screen to be able to pull and accept white light, which is going to be much higher than any gray screen. There you go. I have to be this close to the screen. I really do. But yeah, this is what I can show you. Only problem is that viewing cone effect. That's the problem. Other than that, they pull a higher white level. Sony 4K demonstration.
Getting that from YouTube.
Now, to be fair, when they test these screens out, they're not testing them on gray paints. They're not testing them on black paints. They test them on a white screen because that's what they're going to be bumping into all day long. They're going to be dealing with people who are going to have white screens in the business and homes and stuff like that. So that's what they're going to be dealing with. They couldn't care less about a gray screen. They don't care less about a black screen unless basically it shows some kind of competition where they're going to have a problem with it. And maybe then they will maybe rear over, maybe send an email out and say, hey, you got to, we already know that already from the door. So yeah, there you go. And because they pull a heavier contrast level. Again, that's why I told you that the reason why people started doing the gray screen paints over the white screen, because they wanted to pick up a heavier contrast and better color. They didn't care about white levels. White levels never came up. It was all about picking up better color and better contrast. Because the one thing you couldn't get off a white screen, it would wash out. You already have white levels on a white screen. So that's why they switched over to the gray paint products. So the gray paint products could give them that slightly better contrast level, that slightly better color. But then when the gunmetal came out on the scene, the gunmetal now can produce a heavier contrast level and still maintain a white level because of the reflective surface to be able to produce a higher and whiter image than the gray screen. That's what happened. That's why the Ace gray screen went obsolete. How do you compete against that right there at the end of the day? When I explain these things, some people don't understand, and that's why I have to do these kind of shows right here to show you that, yeah, the beginning and the end of gray screens, that's what happened. The gunmetal came out and destroyed it. How are you going to compete with a screen that dark at the end of the day that can maintain its contrast levels? The whole purpose of getting the gray screen was not for the white levels. You're coming off a white screen anyway. The whole purpose is to go, the reason why you're switching over to another screen is to get something you're not getting from the other screen. If you were getting that from the other screen, you would have no point to switch over to the other screen. You switched over because the contrast and color wasn't there. And on top of that, the screen could have maintained in a well-lit environment or somewhat lit environment because it washed out. It always leave you in the dark. So they went near the gray screens. So the gray screens had the ability to pull a slightly better contrast level because they were slightly darker. Then you can control your tone and how dark you want it. That's how people started coming up with different mixes of brighter and lighter and darker. All that came from there. And then you're talking about a screen that comes out that produces a heavy contrast level that can maintain dark levels and white levels in color. Oh, that's the end of it. But the reason why most people weren't graphing onto that, because that's a $4,000 to $5,000 projection screen. And only certain people could get those. The hardest part of trying to compete with a gunmetal screen is its ability to see white light. Now, we can overpower it easy. Yeah, we overpower easy with contrast levels with no problem. Our screens are black, but our screens maintain a high white level. So, we can actually maintain color and contrast right next to that, bright levels, colors, and white levels right next to that screen. That's why we're doing 18 screen certifies and all that crazy stuff to see exactly how much punishment the screen can take in, how many screens can take at the same time. Did you realize that we did that demonstration on a Phantom, that a Phantom was going against Seymour 81.3? They were going against the Affinity and Blade. They were going against light gray screens, dark gray screens, gunmetal, and mid gray screens all at the same time. And taking them down with no problem. Which I go back and show those demonstrations to the elitists. 18 of your screens all wiped out in one hit on a screen. At that particular time, it was only at 10%. That's the record that a Phantom had under its belt. At 10%, 18 certified. At 10%, 6 certified ultra short those screens. And it did it all on projectors that were crap at the end of the day in fully lit environments. And you're talking about a Black Widow, which is far more advanced than a Phantom? Oh, yeah, good luck. Good luck. But yeah, this is what happened. This is exactly what happened. And that's when I said that day when I walked into that room and I took that Black Diamond sample sheet and I laid it against the same gray screen paint we're seeing right here. And I went, yeah. Now, do I think a diamond is better than these? Heck yeah, diamond's better than these. I'll say that hands down. I'm not a big fan of Black Diamond, but I know that I've seen their technology hands on. And yeah, I've had a punch sheet in there, and I've seen it. Yeah, Black Diamond's far more superior than these screens right here, easily with no problem. It is a different technology on its own. It really is. That's why we like it. We consider it to be a personal challenge. When I was able to actually go against that screen side by side in 2015, and we were able to get their attention for them to email us and contact us and say, look, we need to talk. Yeah, we knew we had something at the end of the day. And mind you, that screen we went against them wasn't even black. It was a gunmetal screen we went against theirs with. Now today, With the black technology we have now, I mean, Screen Innovation is to listen, and I'm not trying to be rude or disrespectful, but we could walk through your stuff blindfolded with no problem whatsoever. A widow would destroy your stuff easily. Anything you have, it'll take it out. Widows are crazy powerful. And again, we don't have to use a $5,000 or $50,000 projector to do it. I can use the projector I got way in the back. Not even 4K. I can knock you out with a 720p with no problem. That's why they don't acknowledge us anymore. Because we're in forum sites with people with black diamonds all the time. We're on forum sites with people with black diamonds. They brag about their black diamonds. I said, well, your screen is gunmetal. It's gray. Do me a favor. Take some black paint. Put on it. Not put on your screen. Goodness, no. Black paint. Stick it against your screen. See if you can match that contrast level. They can't do it. Because your screen's not jet black. There you go. A wake-up call. All right, that's let me see. I got to call back to mine in a few minutes. Ooh, my door's in there going crazy. And the reason why that's dark around the edges is to show you that screen has to lay flat. So you know that any form of reflective surface has to lay flat. So they come out bright, they're nice and all, but they just have to lay flat. Now you see how it's maintaining its white levels, see how it's blended into the other screen? No, and it's darker than that screen. I'd like to have a little flatter, but you know. I'm gonna get myself a Velcro board. We need to get a Velcro board. We can Velcro stuff to the board so I can give you a better understanding. I need for these to lay flat, but you can see how it's being a darker screen. Look how it's able to pull the contrast levels and pull the white levels at the same time. That's what made the gunmetal very dangerous, because it can read and register white light. And yet, it can pick up contrast. Okay, well, we're done here. I know we went way off topic, but you know, that's what Jimmy Mr. Bird does. I like to talk about projection screens. I mean, some people say, well, these videos are too long, take too long. I'm trying to teach you something at the end of the day. What to watch out for, you know? I mean, robbed at the end of the day. Nobody wants to get robbed at the end of the day. But at least you know what you're looking at. When you watch people talking on camera about their products and stuff, you can ask questions because you're educated on that. So, you know what to ask for. We got to be out here today. My screen is dirty. Look at the mud on my screen. Yeah, we got to wash this down with the hose. Gonna be out here today on this baby. Got a nice, good day today. It is nice, ain't it? It's beautiful, man. I can't wait till we start working. I got to get a hold of somebody. Somebody around here got to have a fireplace. It's free firewood. I mean, you know how much money you pay for firewood? Heck, if they can bring a chainsaw out, they can cut that down too and take that too. But I got to find somebody that needs firewood. Come out here, take it all. I need it out of here. It's in my way of my shop. Actually, I got to build out here, but we need it out of here. I remember already going to put in a squirrel area right in here for the squirrels, something real nice for them. But we need some of this. I might take a couple of those big stumps if they can drop them over there. That'd be nice for the base of the whole entire squirrel and bird sanctuary. But hey, firewood, free firewood. Firewood costs so much money, and I got all that wood over there, and it's just going to waste. Somebody got to do something with it. Like I said, you got a chainsaw, cut it down. Something. Because I'm not going to burn it. I got a working fireplace in my house right now, but I can't use it because of the whole lung issue. But can't use it. If I could, I would be burning it, but I can't. Or I'll be at the end of the day. No, I don't want to go through that. Let's take the lights up down for a minute. And a heat wave, heat wave. Trying to figure out something cool we want to pack in the box with the unicorns. We want to put something really cool in there with them. Like a unicorn toy. Like there's something crazy with the unicorn. We gotta put something cool in there. Something really cool with the unicorns. Maybe some unicorn headsets. I don't know. We'll figure out something. So much brighter the colors are. That's why the screen costs $3,000. Now to me, see, I went to the side. When I turned to the side, see how much brighter the wolf's fur got? Yeah, these screens have to lay perfectly flat to the surface. And then you're going to have your projector in line with it perfectly. So a little bit this way, a little bit that way, you're going to have some dark edges on it. And that's what killed the gray screen. We're not going to be able to get this right. I'm going to have to get me an actual white screen. I'm going to buy one, an actual white screen. Now, for those of you that think that we watch those demonstrations where people are talking about, really quick, let me add this in here real quick. When people talk about those demonstrations, not demonstrations, but you go into Amazon and you see a white screen up there and you go, oh, this is a 4.5 or whatever. 4.5 ain't going to happen. A 2.0 or a 0.1 white screen. And each one's explaining how their white screen is better than the other white screen. That's bull crap. They're all going to do the same thing at the end of the day. You know what this is? This is a photo background sheet. That's what it is. Bad thing about this is, yeah, your screen's going to wash out. You're not going to pick up color. Contrast is going to be poor. It's going to suck at the end of the day. It really is. Unless you see something better. But other than that, that's how it's going to look. We got to build a white screen for that one right there. All right, people. I got to call somebody back. And I even haven't had breakfast yet, to tell you the truth. But since if it doesn't storm, which the wind looks pretty good, and hopefully we don't get any rain. That would be nice. It's up to God decides at the end of the day what we get and what we don't get. He's the one that makes the phone call and everything. This is the beautiful thing about lens shift, people. I can get over there. Are we over? We are already over. Yeah. Where are we going to put that? I guess we're just going to bring this down some. Going to bring it down some. I want to expand a little bit more. I'm going to expand a little bigger than that. Let that shrink it in, baby. Let's shrink it in. Bring it up. That's better. All right, let's bring the shift a little bit more. Oh, where's the shift at? I can shift, lens shift. There we go. And let's go back. Those who've been asking us about us versus white screens, lights out, lights on. Yeah. Again, you're not gonna see any contrast. You can't pick it up. Can't pick up color. Ain't gonna happen. We crush a white screen easy. Our challenges are more like gray screens, gunmetals, we like those. At least they give us more trying a white screen? No. So if a widescreen, you don't even register. Next to a 38, you don't even register at all, period. It's like I said, if the 38 or any of the black tech that we ever developed was so dark, you wouldn't be to see it. The widescreen would be the dominating screen. Even in white levels, you still need contrast. You know that? Because without that contrast there, you can't get detail in the white image. It comes washed out. Contrast is needed everywhere in technology, everywhere, in anything you're displaying. Even if it's out in the middle of a snowstorm, the individual branches and all the detail needed to make out that environment to look like it's actually something in snow requires contrast to bring detail to it. If you have no black level when your white level's too high, your screen washes out. Oh, this is new.
Imagine you want to buy a car. It could be this car, or that car, or this car, or that car.
And my projector behind me is 5,000 lumens, 1080p, 1920 by 1200, or WXGA Christie, full venue projector. So those are using venue projectors on white screens, this is how much you're missing from your projector. And the thing about when people use venue projectors, they think, oh, if I go to 5,000, if I go to 6,000, if I go to 7,000, if I go to 4K, I'm gonna, no, you're not. You're literally washing your screen out even faster. If you don't have enough lumens, then your white levels and all that don't come up high enough. And if your lumens are too high, you wash your screen out because you're generating too much white light. For our technology, well, it speaks for itself. That's why I said when I do demonstrations with the lights on, you have no idea how this stuff looks with the lights out. It is a whole nother universe. And keep in mind, the projector behind you, $500. That's it. Companies, you got to go out and spend all this money for these overpriced, expensive projectors to make up for what the gray screen, white and gray screens can't do. This technology behind you, you don't have to spend that kind of money. And the reason why we can do lights on or lights off doesn't really make a difference with this technology. But we do lights out. I'm going to do lights out on this one due to the fact because they really believe that a lot of these, like when they do these visual effects and stuff, are done in dark environments. But some people feel that if they do the demonstration in the dark, they're going to, no, even not even in the dark, you can't even escape our technology's capability. Let me bring the screen up a little more so you can have a little more here to watch. I'm gonna get a clamp for that. There you go, that's better. Gotta clamp it down a little bit. This is driving me crazy. I'll fix that in a few minutes. It happens. I have no idea how that happens. We don't have any wind in there to do that. I don't know how. Right. We literally have no wind in here, and that comes down from time to time, but it's not gonna damage the screen. These things can take some punishment. And it actually straightened out the screen to the side. You straighten it out. Okay, I'll work with that. They had to make this an anime. If you watched this before, this is a commercial. I first it came on, I literally thought this was some kind of anime. That's an actual commercial. I'm watching it. Freaking did an amazing job on that. We're way over time here, people, but I don't care. I'm gonna check this out a little bit here. I rarely show demonstrations of 38s in the dark. Well, I'm gonna tell you, in the dark, these things are using the lights on, lights off. These things are crazy. Those you got dedicated theater rooms where to take your projector to a whole nother level you haven't seen before. You'll be watching your movies twice, I guarantee you. I told you, I never get used to this stuff. Never get used to it. I can't wait till the new Batman movie comes out. If they make it available, I'm buying it. I'm actually watching it on a black screen, a jet black screen. I'm gonna do one more, this one right here. Not too far there. So you still see the reflective right in the screen right there? All the reflective went off it, yeah. Has to be to generate and see white light to do that.
Welcome to the University of Pittsburgh at Bradford. We're not just any university, because you're not just...
As I said, those using visual effects, 3D mapping, you can't do any of this at all. Period. On a white screen or gray screen, it's not gonna work. It just shows you how much the white levels are. Told you. The red levels on this technology are crazy berserk. This is in it. A little disappointing to some people. They're like, darn it! I thought that screen was going to come up with a no, not this technology. No. There's your gray screen right there. That's a gray screen, that's a white screen, and that is our black technology. Neither one can PC contrast. I mean, he think at the end of the day, I'm not trying to be rude here, that this technology will kick the crap out of a screen with the lights on, lights off, and beat the daylights out of you. Mind you, this is a screen, mind you, it's used to generating images in well-lit environments. Do you have any idea what these things look like when you turn the lights up? They're on a whole nother level, man. The colors are brighter, man. They pull up insane capabilities, man. Look, real colors. Real quick. See how the green comes up here? The gray screen is actually matching the white screen. Yep. Told you. It's a hiccup on that screen. There's no way in the world. All right, I'm way over time here. But yeah, we got to do some more on this. We got to do some more. We definitely got to do some more on this right here altogether. We got to. We're going to be outside. The weather, if we don't get stormed on, but we're going to be outside. But yeah. Told you, when you do gray screens, you get a little bit of a bump. That's it. From a white screen. Now see right here in the blue sky? See how dark the blue sky is here? How beautiful it is? And see how white the clouds are? Look right here. See how it's washed out and faded? There you go. Contrast is needed everywhere. So those of you in dedicated theater rooms with gray and white screens, here you go too also. This is how much you're losing from your projectors. This is why you're in there calibrating, because your colors aren't that right. And again, all right, people, we're gonna get on that note right there. Isn't that crazy, huh? Mine's a 5,000 lumen Chrissy sitting behind me. We're at 14 feet at 5,000 lumens. That's a lot of power hitting the screen. We're not losing much. We're going back and forth. We got the lights out now. We're in the dark. We're somewhat in the dark. We don't have that overhead light on. And look at that. When I see a lot of people in dedicated theater rooms got white and gray screens, a movie theater has a white screen. No, I'm like, yeah. But if you've seen the projector they have in a movie theater, it's way different from yours than the day. And so I'd love to see what that black technology looks like on it too. Interesting. Anyway, okay, with that being said, I got to get out of here, people. I got to get something to eat. Hope you enjoyed the demonstration. If we don't get stormed on, because it's nice outside. I like it. It's windy. It's cool. I like it out there. You know what I mean? But we'll do it for another time. Weather's going to be warm anyway. We're going to be outside all the time. But this just gives you an idea. You know, if someone's going to sit there and tell you that black technology comes up too dark and you can't see it, well, that's not a gray screen over there. That's a white screen sitting over there. So if this technology is producing such a high, vivid red, no, I'm sorry, you're wrong. Your theory is definitely wrong. I don't have to get up close on top of the screen to show you the difference. I can do it from all the way back here and show you the difference. Yeah, that's a huge difference. That's what you have to be to show. A huge difference between night and day, not a hiccup or a bump. All right, well, we're going to be outside soon, and I'm definitely going to be keeping this up because, man, we definitely got to do some demonstrations off this one for the forum sites on Monday because I got to show them this. A lot of them got white screens in there. A lot of them have white screens. Well, wait till they see this. They're going to get a kicker out of this one. All right, got to go. Thank you all for your time. Be safe, and God bless.